Dental 121 Dental Hygiene Preclinic Lab. Lab Test. Magnaclave. Integrator and Biomonitor. You may have a load of dirty instruments. It is Tuesday and is the first time this morning that the Magnaclave has been used. We will discuss in detail how to run the Magnaclave. We will show you how to fill water, turn the unit to sterilize, and to demonstrate closing and opening the door. Always watch for cross-contamination. Ready self, your proper PP gown, mask, gloves, glasses, and we're using both treatment and nitrile gloves for this process. On the clean side, prepare an integrator strip for this load. Label with autoclave number, date, and your initials. Color change area of the integrator strip must be inserted toward the bottom of the small bag for viewing, and do not fold the integrator.
So I am preparing an integrator strip with the autoclave, which in this case is the Magnaclave. You can just put MAG. I put the date and my initials. And remember, the integrator has the long bar, and when the instruments are processed properly, this bar will turn blue and it will travel into the steam safe zone. So every time we look at an integrator in our clinic, we want to make sure that the blue is in the steam safe zone. Since we are running a load of dirty instruments, I'm going to bag this. I want to make sure that the steam safe bar is inserted into the bag first, so that when you look at it before you take instruments out, you can check to see that this load has been processed properly. I'm going to write my initials, the date, and the autoclave, and in this case, the Magnaclave.
Prepare a chemical strip for each cloth bag of critical instruments. Label with autoclave number, date, and your initials.
So this is a chem strip. A chemical strip will be placed in each cloth bag of critical instruments. I have labeled it with Magnaclave, MAG, the date, and my initials.
Prepare and bag Biomonitor.
So I will need 2 biomonitors, one for the control and one to place in the instrument load. On the monitor that goes into the instrument the load, I will put MAG, the date, and my initials. I will place it in a bag because the load is bagged, and remember, we want the biomonitors to face the same challenge as the instruments that are being processed. On the outside of the bag, I'm going to write MAG for Magnaclave, the date, and my initials. I'm also going to prepare a control with the letter C, the date, my initials, and a slot number. So for the control, I am going to choose slot number 1. And I forgot to do that with this one, but I would put a slot number on the Magnaclave, and we would say slot number 2. And I'm just going to go ahead and write that on the outside of the bag since I forgot. Slot number 2.
Place integrator, biomonitor, and chemical strip on the dirty side next to the basket without contaminating hands.
Okay, I'm going to place this next to the basket.
In storeroom with clean hands, check the water level of the unit by opening metal panel located on right side of unit. If water is not at fill line, add distilled water found next to the Magnaclave. Fill it to the fill line.
So we'll open up the metal container. This is the water reservoir. It's a little hard to see, but there is a fill line right here. And if it's lacking water, we'll take our water jug. And remember, when we open the water jug, to remove the ring so we don't pour that into the unit. And we'll just add a little water.
Completely open door of unit.
I'm going to open the unit.
With clean hands, check to see if temperature knob is set at 255 degrees.
So we're going to check. There's a black line at 255. This should be pretty stationary. You should not really have to do any adjustments for this.
Turn the function knob to fill position. Watch water fill the bottom of the unit to submerge the cover plate located in the front floor of the unit.
So when we turn to fill, water comes out of the filter here and it will fill the unit completely. So I'm going to fill that up so that you can see that. And you need to make sure that you stand here and watch that because we've accidentally flooded the floor. When you walk away, it's easy to forget that this can overflow. So we're going to watch that fill. And it says right here, fill with water first. That's critical.
After cover plate is completely submerged, immediately turn function knob to sterilize position.
And the cover plate is full. We're going to turn it to sterilize. That stops the water coming into the unit.
Preparing instruments. With treatment gloves inside nitrile gloves.
So remember, we're going to handle instruments. So before going into my treatment gloves, I'm going to either wash my hands or hand sanitize. Making sure that my gloves are above my cuff. Going to go into my nitriles.
You're going to place a chem strip in each cassette.
So I have a cassette. Remember, a chemical strip is going to go in each bagged set of critical instruments. So I have the autoclave, which is MAG, the date, and my initials. I'm going to place it right in there. I'm going to place the instrument in the bag. I'm going to tuck the flap. I'm going to use a piece of autoclave tape. I'm going to use a marker from the dirty side. I'm going to put MAG, the date, and my initials.
Place bagged instruments in Magnaclave basket.
So these are some instruments that were prepared earlier. I'm going to place these in there.
Place integrator and biomonitor into middle of load.
I'm going to place my integrator and biomonitor in the middle of the load.
Make sure basket is not overloaded with instruments.
A lot of room.
We're going to transport basket of instruments from sterilization room and place into unit. Do not touch outside of unit with contaminated gloves.
So I'm going to take my unit.
Turn it off. Place basket of instruments into unit. Remove one nitrile glove.
Remember, we don't want to touch the outside of any of the autoclaves with dirty nitrile gloves. So my
With
treatment glove is clean.
closed door and pull lever down.
So I'm just going to make sure the door stays closed with my elbow, and I'm going to pull this lever down. And you want to make sure you hang on to this because it will pull pretty hard.
Set timer to 25 minutes for instruments.
So if you forget what timer, gowns are 20 minutes, which we no longer do, I'm sorry, then instruments are 25 minutes. So we're going to set it to 25 minutes. Now remember, the timer will not begin counting down until the temperature has moved to 255 degrees and the pounds per pounds of pressure have moved up into the green zone. So we'll only start the 25-minute cycle after all the parameters have been met.
Return to sterilization room to place nitrile gloves next to sink, or if needed, continue with other dirty side duties. Retrieve instruments. When buzzer sounds with clean hands, turn function knob to vent position. Unit will take a few minutes to release pressure. While standing away from the unit, open door when sufficiently depressurized to allow for ease of latch release. Push in small black knob while lifting side handle to open.
And if you'll notice, we went from power on to heat on, and that means that the unit is heating up. When it reaches the proper temperature and pounds per square inch, it will go to sterilize. That's when the 25 minutes will start. Then when we go to vent, the open door light will come on. So we're going to press this button, and you want to make sure you're not standing very close because this will release steam. You're going to push in the button and pull up on the handle, hanging onto it pretty tightly.
Open door slightly to release steam slowly. Turn knob to power off position.
Now we're going to power off.
Pull out instrument tray using oven mitts after instruments have dried. Retrieve biomonitor and or integrator. Check integrator to make sure dark bar has entered the blue steam safe zone.
And it has.
Okay. If the dark bar had failed, you would need to notify an instructor immediately. Record monitors. Sterile instruments have been carried back into sterilization room and placed on clean side. Now we're ready to check, record, and tape integrator into the monitoring book.
So the integrator did reach the steam safe zone, the blue line. I am going to record that into the sterilization monitoring book. I'm going to place it. I am going to circle the autoclave, autoclave 1, 2, Magnaclave, or Statum, and in this case, the Magnaclave. I'm going to write the date in which I put it in the book, my initials, and then was it changed or unchanged? And in this case, it was changed.
Check biological monitor and control and place in incubator.
So I'm going to remove my biomonitor, and this is the biomonitor that went through the Magnaclave. So it will go in slot number 2. The control we have placed into slot number 1. We're going to plug up the incubator. But before we do that, we're going to crush them. So we're going to place and crush, place and crush, and place into the incubator and plug it in.
Record biomonitor start time and slot numbers in monitoring book.
So in the biological monitor book, or the sterilization monitor book, in the front of the book, we are going to record, and I'll show you what was done in the past. Each autoclave will have a biomonitor that's been processed through on Tuesday with a control. So we will record the date, the time that it went in, which is today's date, and the time is 11:15, my initials. It will incubate for at least 10 hours. If you are the sterilization student for Tuesday, and 10 hours will be, time's up for 10 hours will be when you are not here in the night. If you are coming in the next day on Wednesday morning, it is your responsibility to come in and read the biomonitors. If for some reason you are not coming in on that Wednesday morning, you will need to notify the full-time instructors on Tuesday evening that you will not be able to read the biomonitor. So reading the biomonitor, you will, once it's been incubated for 10 hours, You will take the control out. The control should be positive for growth because it hasn't been through the autoclave, so nothing has been killed. The monitor that has been through the autoclave, in this case the Magnaclave, should read purple, meaning negative for growth, and that's what you want. You want yellow for growth of the control, purple for no growth, negative for the biomonitors that come out of the autoclaves. Once I've recorded the biomonitors in the book, I'm going to take them out and I'm going to make sure that I unplug the incubator. And to dispose of these, I can throw the purple vial that has had no growth, the viruses have been killed. I can throw that into the trash can. So with the control, even though I didn't run it this morning, it will actually be yellow, which means it's positive for growth, so it means there's still live viruses in here. So we are going to need to run this through an autoclave cycle. So this vial can be placed in any of the autoclaves and go through a cycle. It will kill the live viruses and then it can be disposed of in the garbage can.